You already know who it is. It's the bad boy, Boyce LeGrand, and you're watching NorCal Tonight.
Hi, this is Allstate Chris from NorCal Tonight, and my guest is the one and only big guy Synn. And we're just basically going to ask him a few questions, kind of get an inside scoop of what it's like to be a pro wrestler. And, you know, it's just all coming from the Hitman. We're shooting this one. So, Synn, I'd like to say thank you, man. Appreciate you coming out. We're going to shoot a little something for you. This is going to be great. So, as far as being a pro wrestler, I've always felt like this has a lot to do with passion and commitment, obviously, you know. Have there been any real, like, surreal moments where you thought to yourself, like, man, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I came to work today for.
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'll catch me at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, just thinking of this shit, thinking of different things that I could do and how to make this better.
Nice.
You know, as far as myself is concerned, you know.
Yeah. So you're going over different kind of moves that you can do and...
moves, gimmicks, ideas, like, all different types of shit.
Being a big guy, you're a powerhouse, yeah? You try to placate into that?
You know, I don't like to, you know, pigeonhole myself into being just a power guy. You know, because obviously there's cats out there that are, you know, just straight beasts, and so I try to set myself apart from them by, you know, adding in stuff big guys shouldn't quote unquote do. You know, I do a drop kick and suicide dives and spinning heel kicks and working on a moonsault. Can't do it yet. I'm gonna get it.
I like that. Steady commitment, man. That's awesome. So, you're getting booked quite often. Yeah?
Yeah.
Weekends are stacking up on you?
Yeah. We got 3 shows this weekend alone.
I see your
face.
I
actually double booked. I actually double booked for today.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel out one of them.
Oh man. But I mean, that's never a bad thing, right? I know it's bad to cancel. But, you know, when your bookings are coming at you like that, man, you want to try to get them all in, you know? So I can understand where a cancellation would come into play. So in saying that, since you're working all these different companies now, is there a specific title that, like, you kind of are eyeballing where you think, like, man, you know, if I can, I definitely want to hold that one day?
Well, I mean, you know, when you get into something that you love, you want to be the best that you can be, and you want the recognition for that. You know what I mean? And, you know, any company I work, I mean, obviously the ultimate goal is to be the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So right now I'm the #1 contender at a certain company, so you know, shout out PCW, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be going after that soon. And then obviously BTW.
Sweet. How many years you got in the business?
As a pro?
Yeah, as a pro.
Shit, 2011. So five as a pro, yeah.
Damn, 5 years. Is this your first #1 contender situation? For heavyweight title? Yeah. Okay, that's cool, man. Shout out PCW putting Synn in the situation. That's awesome, man. So, you know, this kind of coincides with what I just said. So, do you have any like immediate or long-term goals to, you know, in your wrestling career? I mean, some guys, you know, their ultimate goal is WWE. You know, some guys that's not their ultimate goal. They just want to, you know, fulfill their passion.
Yeah, and you know, with in regards to like WWE and everything, they expect a lot of sacrifice. You know, I got kids. You know, I got grown-up responsibilities. I can't just, you know, pick up and go, you know, 300 days out of the year and do all that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, indie wrestling, this is fun.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? I'm enjoying my life, and you know, and if you look at it where I was 10 years ago in my life to where I am now, it's just, you know, complete 180, and you know, I'm finally enjoying it.
Enjoying life.
Enjoying life.
Man, yes. Hey, sometimes that's not an easy thing to do.
No.
I mean, we face adversities on a regular basis. Me personally, I have kids as well, so I know that that's an integral part of a day-to-day lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't just you know, up and drop what you're doing, you know, when you have kids. So I can completely relate to that, man. That's deep right there. But one thing we can say is that NorCal right now, NorCal indie wrestling is on fire.
Oh yeah.
They're putting butts in seats all over the place.
It's crazy. There's some companies out here that are outdrawing, you know, known feds.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna shop them out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's definitely hundreds of people buying wrestling tickets on every weekend, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's another good point to be made is in NorCal, we're looking at shows every weekend. So it's not just, you know, like in some states you see them once a month or, you know, we got promotions out here that are running so often that, I mean, at me as a fan, I'm pretty busy on the weekend myself and I'm not even working. So,
just to
absolutely.
go on with that, like take last night for instance.
Yeah.
You know, BTW sold out.
Oh, they sold out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
really?
standing room only.
Wow.
They had to bring chairs from the back.
Okay, I haven't checked my social media today, so I didn't know that.
And APW did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I was actually there for the APW show, and they did sell out. That's wow. And you know, also last night I do believe UGWA, which is a little bit of a different circumstance, but they also had a big number draw for their show too, which
and it's
is
all in the Bay Area.
All in the Bay Area, man. Exactly, man. Maybe one day we can set up like a WrestleCon or something and get all those thousands of people in one building. Be kind of fun, I guess.
That'd be dope, yeah.
Right. So this one's kind of like swaying to the left a little bit, just a little bit off topic. But I've personally heard some stories that obviously I'm not going to delve into that about some real funny in-ring moments. So like you're carrying on your match and you're doing what you need to be doing. Has there ever been a moment where you had to like stop yourself from laughing because a specific thing happened?
There's a couple times when I wrestle Samurai. He is famous for just sitting there and talking, and he'll just talk about the most random shit. And like you'll have him in a fucking front face lock, and he'll be talking about what happened on Game of Thrones last night. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it's just like you try so hard to not laugh, and then you know you get in his face, and he's like, your breath smells delicious. I'm like, you motherfucker, I'm trying to be serious right now.
I'm supposed to be the big guy heel, right? I'm supposed to be like the hardcore heel right now, and you're talking about my breath being delicious. That's funny stuff, man. Oh, man. So he does that on a normal, huh?
Yeah.
It's a normal thing?
He's a character.
Oh, that's kind of cool, dude. That's kind of cool. I've heard Samurai's a funny guy, and his character does portray comedy. You know, he has a comedic aspect to it, which is a totally believable story, is basically what I'm saying. So that's pretty cool. So how many years? You said 5? In pro, and I know that you worked the UGWA for a while, or the UGWA, UGWA. How was that experience?
That was an awesome experience. It was, you know, I look back on those days and I don't regret any of it. You know, it's like, it was a party.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And it was a bunch of kids going out there and just, you know, pretty much doing what they love, and you know. And whether it's right or wrong, it's not for me to say, you know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys, you know, but I enjoyed it when I was out there, and definitely if you can get over with backyard fans, you know what I mean? It's pretty, you know, easy to get over with regular fans.
Wow, okay, so you're saying backyard fans are pretty critical, huh?
Well, backyard fans aren't wrestling fans. They're just there to get fucked up and then watch some violence.
Yeah.
You know? So if you can go in there and work a wrestling hold, and they actually are into it, then it's like, okay, I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I went to an UGWA show recently, so I can kind of relate somewhat. What I seen was some deathmatch stuff, which is, you know, here in NorCal, you don't see much of that anymore.
No.
I guess it used to happen often, but not as much anymore. So the crowd, though, there, it was 100 plus in the backyard, and it was a party atmosphere, but people were really digging what they were, you know, seeing, and it was a good time. I enjoyed it. That's kind of nice. I didn't know that about you, Synn, before this interview. I didn't know that you worked at UGWA. I found that out recently. And I was like, wow, that's impressive. That's awesome, man. How long did you spend there, as far as years-wise?
Probably like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I think, about 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So altogether, I mean, you know, you'd say 3 to 4 years with UGWA, and you said about 5 years on the pro circuit. I mean, you're pushing 10 years.
Well, before I was in UGWA, I was at another backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In San Bruno.
San Bruno.
Yeah. And
okay.
Then that fell out. And, I just went to UGWA, and you know, the rest was history.
I mean, it sounds like you're following passion in a way. I mean, isn't that kind of where it all stems from?
I don't advise anybody to go that route. You know,
okay.
if it's one of those like, if I'd have known then what I know now type deals, and it's like, I should have, you know, went and trained first.
Yeah.
You know, and nixed the backyard thing, because I probably would have had a lot more years left on his body. You know?
Pretty rough in the ugly ring.
Yeah.
Backyard in general, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, you always got to step up, you know. And that's the mentality is you got to go big. Every fucking time, and it's just like,
man. Yeah, it's something serious. Yeah. We're gonna do something here in a minute. It's called Explain This Picture. I'm gonna show you a picture. And, because I just kind of surfed through social media, checked out some of the older stuff.
Oh, shit.
And I'll show you the picture, and then you just kind of give me an idea of what's going on. And I think it's a Ugwa situation. We'll see. We'll see in a little bit. So this is a solid question I think I'm going to ask a lot of my guests on the show. Because, wrestling from a fan's perspective, if I was to be a wrestler, I would consider that it would really all just be about learning, a constant learning, of perfecting your craft. So you're willing to take criticisms and advice from everybody that's affiliated. So when you look back on it, is there any specific person that gave you like advice that just stuck with you for the long run, where you were like, oh man, that was some of the best advice I ever got?
I mean, I'm a sponge, so I'm constantly learning.
Yeah, I like that.
My foundation was built in BTW, but you'll always see me at different schools, just walking and just trying to learn different styles and different things, to get better on a daily basis. But I think the best advice that I ever got, which is kind of the foundation for what I just said, was from Shane Cody.
Oh,
and he says, the day you stop learning in this business is the day you need to walk away from it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
See, so that kind of coincides with how I presented the question. Because as a fan, my perspective would be, this is always happening. It's always evolving. Your character, your gimmick, your moves. It's a constant evolution that eventually, I don't think there's an end game. I think is my point. There's no, even when you're at your absolute best, you can still learn a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. So with that advice, would that be something like, say you had a newcomer, say, I don't know if you're in a position where you help trainees or if you train at all, but if you are in that position, is that something that you pass on to them as well?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I try to embed into any student coming up, and it's like, you just got to keep pushing forward, no matter what, this is a pain game. It hurts, it sucks. Politics suck,
Ooh, we dropped the P word, guys.
Yeah, fuck politics. Fuck the hierarchy and all that bullshit,
Does it exist here in NorCal?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, man, he didn't say yeah, he said fuck yeah.
There's some whiny bitches out there, but I don't give a fuck. And I get it. People don't want their spot taken, but it is what it is, Eventually you just got to realize, like, you got to help this situation grow.
Get on the road often. I mean, you're getting booked like you do. Obviously, you're on the freeway. You're stopping at gas stations. You got. I mean, you're on the road. Mm-hmm. So, do you carpool with a lot of guys?
Sometimes. Yeah. I do have a select few people that I ride in the car with, or they're all pick up and whatever. Because the way I am, I don't want to be stuck in a car with somebody who's boring. Somebody who can't carry a conversation, so it's kind of like I have my own clique of people that roll to the shows with me.
I think that's cool, though. I mean, in reality, if you're going to be driving on the freeway like you are, you definitely want to have somebody you can relate to, carry a conversation, and not get that awkward pause, or I can completely relate to that, man. So it makes the question better. Because if you're riding with your people, and these are people you continuously have communication with, are there any funny road trip stories, or maybe even scary ones? Because I mean, on the freeway, man, anything could happen. Or any close calls, or I don't know, maybe a couple tweakers trying to steal your stuff or something. Who knows?
No, yeah. I mean, there's any time that we go on the road, there's always a funny story to be had, I guess. I think one that really sticks out was we were going to Atwater, or we're coming back from Atwater from doing a Fighting Spirit show, and I had done the Green Mist gimmick to Victor Sterling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we're sitting at Denny's, and he still has the green mist on his face, and he's, shit faced. And we walk in and we sit down, and the waitress is like, "Why do you have green all over your face?" And him, just in a drunk instant, was like, "I got the AIDS."
Oh.
And she's like, "Oh my God, I am a certified nurse, and AIDS is nothing to joke about." And I'm like, and all of us were like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're working at Denny's. Shut the fuck up. Go get me my food.
Oh, dude.
And actually, Tony Vargas actually said that.
Oh, yeah?
Like, he was, like, we were all thinking it, but he was the one that said it. But just, like, the fact that Victor was like, I got the AIDS. I was like, yeah, AIDS is nothing to joke about, but at the same time,
yeah. So this is at a Denny's, middle of the night kind of thing?
Yeah.
You said it was late at night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. You made her night, I'm sure, right?
Oh, dude,
she had a story
was
to
so
tell
pissed.
for weeks, yeah.
She was so pissed.
Oh, man. Okay, so, all right. So then, obviously, we're just going to kind of move on here. Okay, yeah, this is a great question. And Tony Vargas, by the way, that's Chaos Inc. That's your tag team partner.
Yes, sir.
And I definitely wanted to touch on this. I was in the house at East Bay Pro Wrestling recently when I believe you powerbombed Anton through a table.
Yeah.
And you guys took those titles.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's cool. That's how many tag titles have you guys held so far? Just
we,
so you know, throughout
we
the
currently
different-
have 3.
Oh, you currently hold 3 titles.
We won them and haven't lost them yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They had this caution sign up there, and I seen that you guys like spray painted over it, huh?
Everybody loves that sign. That's like the 3rd time this week I've heard about that sign.
That's awesome. Yeah. You guys gave it the old NWO style, man. You guys put your mark, you know.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man. And you guys, obviously, you guys are going to defend these titles. The East Bay Pro, I just like to give a shout out. They have a strong schedule. I mean, I think they're running twice a month right now.
Every other week.
Every other week, twice a month, and you guys are scheduled. I almost said you guys, but East Bay Pro is scheduled out until I think the end of the year.
Yeah. And
they're just set. They have it set in stone. They have a venue, and I just want to give a shout out East Bay Pro. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
you guys are really doing your thing.
They're definitely on the come up.
Yeah. Recently, actually, a social media little thing here is I seen Kurt Angle rocking the East Bay Pro shirt. And I said something on Twitter. He responded to me like one of the fastest rising promotions in the West Coast was his words. And I thought, man, that's pretty cool, man. You know, we all, I don't like to touch on WWE too much when we're basing this strictly on NorCal, but, we all have that, we like WWE. So to see a star like that give some kind of recognition, it's got to feel good.
Right.
Have you ever worked a show? It's a great question. Have you ever worked a show where there was a WWE type guy or some kind of legend of some kind that was on the show as well that kind of fed you some knowledge? Or maybe coach your match.
Shout out Ezekiel Jackson.
Oh.
He definitely what was it? Probably a year and a half ago, we're doing a WrestleFest for BTW, and he actually watched my match. And as I'm walking to the back, once I passed all the fans and everything, he stopped me and pulled me to the side, and, gave me some words and showed me a certain way of doing things. Because the way I learned how to wrestle was to wrestle as a normal sized person, because obviously, and I'm a big guy, so nobody ever taught me how to wrestle like a big guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So he showed me a couple things, and it was all good. And like I said, shout out to Ezekiel Jackson, Brick House Academy in Redwood City.
Oh, nice, yeah. Brick House, that's right. He opened that up over there.
Just opened it up, yeah.
That's cool, man. I've actually seen some photos, social media, where he's got a group going there. I see Will Rude there and a couple other guys. Have you yourself went and checked it out yet?
I have not, but that is definitely on my list of things to do this month.
That's local. Okay, that's local, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
that's
literally
cool.
It's like 5 minutes away from my house.
Oh man, yeah.
So I need to go down there and check it out.
Just check it out, yeah. At least just go see what they got going on, get an idea. That's cool, man. That's absolutely awesome. So at this point, I actually did want to just take a quick commercial break. We're going to kind of put over a few guys, a few shows, and see what we can get out of this. Maybe put some butts in the seats for you guys. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back with Synn. We've still got a few more questions we're going to go over with this guy before we send him on his way. And, one of the first things I wanted to talk about was your role at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. I mean, it seems as if you're really taking on a solid position over there and getting booked on the regular, huh?
Yeah. Gold Rush is fun.
Yeah?
Definitely. That's just a fun show to be on.
How do you feel about the Creep Show Carnival?
I enjoy it. Like I said, I mean, it's fun to be weird and innovative and imaginative. And you pretty much be whatever your imagination wants you to be, and
I like that.
And there's a forum to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. This last show that I went to, Gold Rush, maybe a few weeks ago, the same night Boyce LeGrand climbed that ladder.
Yeah.
I seen that you were rocking some face paint.
Yeah.
And when you talk about being innovative and being a little different for them, that's something that I found to be really cool. Is you gave us something new, and I just think that faction gave you that opportunity. Is there anything else that you plan? I mean, like outside of the face paint, do we see anything new in the future?
The whole gimmick behind the face paint is I'm Native American.
Oh.
And so I wanted to kind of rep that in the style of paint that I used, and the whole gimmick. And I thought it kind of added to the darkness and the creepiness of it too at the same time.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I didn't know that it was Native American.
Yeah.
That's cool. So that paint was actually based off of, do you mind me asking where?
Ottawa, Potawatomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat that. No, I'm just kidding.
You can just say Ottawa. It's fine.
Ottawa, awesome. Well, that's cool, man. See, that's something that these fans didn't know, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're doing here at NorCal Tonight. So, so another great question to ask you, man, is PCW, they hand out awards from I guess it's an annual basis. They give out awards. And in 2015, you were the PCW Breakout Star of the Year.
Yeah.
How'd you feel when you found out that information?
I was stoked. It was kind of a surprise because nobody really told me that the awards were going to go on, and that they were going to hand them out and this, that, and the other. But yeah, when I saw that I was the PCW Breakout Star, I was like, wow.
That's got to be it's got to be a moment, where you think to yourself, like, you're doing your best that you can. Any kind of accolade that you receive, it's got to feel good. It feels like that you went to work and you accomplished something, even outside of a title. A lot of people think titles is what wrestling's all about, and sometimes that's not what it's all about. And to kind of lead into a question with that is, when you think about how many matches you've had over your pro career, are there any that stick out in your mind like, I killed it that night? That particular match will be on my highlight reel or my, like one of my best.
There's a couple of them.
Nice.
My match against Tony Vargas and Sean Gunn we had a TLC match at Fighting Spirit.
Oh, nice.
And that match was one of my favorites, hands down one of my favorites, because it kind of established who we were as workers, and we told a good story throughout the match. And, the second one is the Cage of Chaos, also at FSP. It was Chaos Inc., Tony Vargas and Jack Flag, sorry, against the Perfect Kings and Nathan Brick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nathan Brick, Yuba City kid.
Yeah,
absolutely. Wow. And that was in a cage, huh?
Yeah, it was in a cage, and the fans brought the weapons.
As a fan, I can tell you right now, my favorite match is the fans bring the weapons. That's fun right there.
Yeah.
So in a cage, how did they hand you the weapons? They threw them over the top? Or?
No. They checked the weapons at the door, and the officials attached them to the cage pieces.
Oh, man, that sounds cool.
There was barbed wire in there. There was Guitar Hero guitars. There's a little plastic axe at one point.
Wow.
Then, some asshole brought that. I actually used it in the match too.
Yeah?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was like, fuck it, it's here. I'm going to use it. And then I always wanted the gimmick of 10,000 thumbtacks.
Oh.
So I hit up 8 different hardware stores and
bought them out?
Bought them out. Bought all the thumbtacks. I ended up with 10,180 thumbtacks.
Above and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. He said 10,000. No, we're gonna go 10,180. That's awesome, man. Who took the bump? You?
No, that's the problem with having 10,000 thumbtacks in the ring.
Oh,
every fucking bump you take is on thumbtacks. and of course, we used it like, I don't know, 10 minutes into the match out of a 25-minute match.
Oh.
And so we had about 15 minutes of just bumping on thumbtacks.
Oh man. Was that night like one of your most gnarliest bumps? If you were to think about like what are some just crazy ass bumps that you've taken, was that night one of them?
Not necessarily on the thumbtacks. I went to the top rope and laid a trash can across JJ King, and I did an elbow drop off the top like a macho man. I'm like, I'm 6'4", 340 pounds. I shouldn't be jumping off the top rope for one. And then, so when I came down on the trash can, the rim of the trash can went right into my side. That was the worst part of that fucking match.
Oh, dude.
And that was the end of the match.
That was the end.
That was the end.
Grand finale.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, holy shit.
Well, that's a great question, too. What about injuries? Have you had any, like, serious, maybe setbacks or maybe injuries that you fought through and kept wrestling?
Well, my first week of training, I blew my back out.
Oh, dude, lower back?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then the next week I came there and I told him that my back was hurt and I still trained.
You still went in there and bumped it out, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And then, I've blown out.
All right. So, as far as the injury is concerned, you said your left knee and your right ankle?
Yeah.
Did those happen mid-match, and did you finish?
Yeah, I was finished match.
Yeah?
Yeah, if I can still walk, I can wrestle.
Oh, yeah?
So, I mean, even if I'm limping, then I'm still going to finish. It may shoot the finish, but
there's going to be a pinfall.
But there's definitely going to be an
yeah.
end to the match. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
The only way you're going to get better throughout this is to get out there and work with new people.
Work with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a foundation, but like I said, you're always learning. And if you're only working certain people, that the promoter can bring in, or you're working guys that you work every fucking day, you're never gonna get any better. And that's what the problem with me was I was working the same guys over and over.
Ah, yeah. Where's the progression there?
Exactly, because
right?
I couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah, I feel that.
I wasn't allowed to do APW. I wasn't allowed to do.
Wow, wasn't allowed to.
Well,
strong phrase.
It's not necessarily that I wasn't allowed to. Is I would get shit talked if I did.
There'd be
yeah.
consequences, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, oh, you stand in the corner, but there'd be, some shit talk that you'd have to.
Well, first of all, I'm a grown ass man.
Exactly.
You tell me to fucking stand in the corner, dude.
I dare you to fucking tell me to stand in the corner.
Cool.
But as a fan, what I can say is, you're right. I haven't seen much of you in, up until recently. Obviously, I mean, I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, so I've seen you before. But as far as live work, so what I can say about that as a fan is it kind of hurts the other fans because, I mean, what if, you have a couple fans that show up to PCW and they're pretty excited to see you, man. I mean, I don't know what you call them. I don't know if they're called sinners or, whatever your fan base is called. Who knows? Maybe there's not a name for it. But I know they show up to see you, and I feel like if you're held into one position, how would that person ever become a fan if you never had the opportunity to go work there, And like, how am I going to be a fan of yours if I've never had the opportunity to see you? Therefore, I just kind of feel like if you're trying to contain somebody and hold them in their position, I don't think that's always the right move. Now, I know I'm not a booker, I'm not a promoter, and I'm not trying to be, but just as from a fan perspective, if I never got the chance to see this guy, I felt like I would have been robbed of that, and that's not fair to me as a fan because, Synn's got to, you do your thing, man. Like, to be honest, every match that I've seen you in Battle Royals, I've seen you in several matches, one-on-one, and you definitely have a presence. Like when you're in the ring, you're a big guy, obviously. So when you think of professional wrestling, big guy is kind of like the thing, I don't mind the small high flyers. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I think there's so many different flavors of wrestling that you can't just justify one over the other. But you do have a presence in the ring. I've seen you do standoffs. It's just a simple stare down with somebody like I think I've seen you do one with the Super Beast Crody.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just the stare down alone had the crowd like kind of what's gonna happen next? Like, oh shit, these guys are fucking big. And that's the kind of stuff that goes over well, and to get back to the point here, if somebody's stopping you from doing that, it affects me, it affects other fans, we don't get that opportunity. So again, I'm not a promoter, I'm not a booker, but if you got a star on your camp, I'm a wrestling fan, I'd love to see him work, I'd love to see him work outside of whatever you have going on. Not saying I wouldn't come to your show, but just in general. So just from a fan perspective.
Well, definitely. You want to expand as a worker too, and get your name out there and let new fans see you.
Exactly.
If the same people are coming to see you every month or whatever, that's one thing. But then it's like you have a whole new plethora of people that haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Like when I went to PCW, I was a heel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I started at PCW as a heel.
That's not the case now, right?
No.
Big time baby face, right?
I've tried to do heel shit. Get them to boo me, and they just.
Hey, we like bad guys.
Yeah.
Some fans we like the bad guy, man. But that's I like that a lot. Like you were taken in by the fans, and regardless of what you tried to work on us, we were like, no, we like this guy. This is the guy we want to see. That's cool. I like that stuff, man. So, you know, back to PCW. How have you held any titles over there yet?
No.
You haven't held a title over there yet? No tag straps? Does Tony work PCW with you?
He has, but scheduling conflicts,
Okay.
you know, kind of hurt him, and then he got injured.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, and so I started working by myself because he was on the shelf because he was injured, and then it was just kind of like I took off.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, but he's always been very supportive of it. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, go out there, do your thing. You know, he's like, just remember that at the end of the day, this is Chaos Inc. You know, tell him I don't forget that shit.
I like that, man. So basically, what you're saying is he goes out with an injury, you take off, but at the end of the day, it's Chaos Inc.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful thing,
And I
man.
did the
'Cause I
same thing
think
for him.
brotherhood, unity, that kind of thing has to come in with a tag team. You see a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but when a tag team partner gets injured and they take off, sometimes that tag team just kind of, you know, diminishes and goes away. And you're showing true loyalty to Chaos Inc. And that's commendable, man. That's cool.
Well, that's why we say, you know, it's not a choice, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, we live this shit.
All right, so, you know, with every interview, we like to do just a small segment. Basically what it is just explain this picture. So I'm going to show you a picture, and then you just kind of tell me and the fans a little bit about what's going on in the picture.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's a nice shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
That looks like a nice shirt.
Yeah. At least it
looks
was
good.
at one point until I started bleeding all over it.
Yeah, you got a little bit of blood on you there, man. How'd the blood show up?
I don't even remember. I don't remember what happened to lead to that, but I know there was something with a 2x4 and a nail.
That's what happened. Okay,
Yeah.
that's potentially what happened.
Yeah.
From what you can remember, a 2x4 and a nail. I'm sure that's gonna fuck up your memory a little bit. So it makes
happens.
sense. It makes sense that you would have forgot about that. So as far as Tony Vargas is concerned, you've been teamed up with him for how long now?
Going on 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. And how'd this all start? Where did the Chaos? Where was Chaos Inc. born?
Chaos Inc. was born through a phone call.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I was at a point where I was letting outside influences direct me as far as where I was going and with wrestling, and it was just a whole bunch of negativity and just a bunch of bullshit. And I was on the phone with him, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish out this year and then I'm done. He said, fuck it, I'm out. And he's like, well, you know what, why don't we try this tag team thing? Why don't we just team up? Because I ain't got nothing going on, you ain't got nothing going on, so why don't we make something happen? And at the end of the year, if you don't like where we're going, he's all, fuck it, I'll quit with you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And we're like, okay. So we started pitching the idea to different people, you know, and then we pitched it to Fighting Spirit, and he didn't like it.
Oh.
He didn't want it to happen. He fought us tooth and nail. and then we ended up being in a battle royal where it was just, he was about to get bum rushed, and then I stepped in. So we literally went like, you know, Power Rangers, you know what I mean? Just fucking, all right, all y'all motherfuckers come charge us. Let's go. Let's dance.
Yeah?
And it got a pop, it got a reaction, and then in the back, the promoter was like, well, all right, let's see what happens. So ever since then, we've been Chaos Inc. and going strong.
I like that. I like that. Tag teams in NorCal, there are tag teams. Now, don't get me wrong, but there's slim to where we're getting like a constant tag team. You know, where we get like a solid Chaos Inc., Honor Society, Perfect Kings. These guys work together on a regular basis. So when you're a tag team like that, you see some guys, they just get put together. But I really, as a fan, feel like you guys are a solid tag team. Like that's something that can be sold to the crowd as a tag team, and you know, individually as well. Synn, because what you're doing PCW right now, I mean, you're the #1 contender. Pretty soon, I think. Do you have an idea of when that title match is going to happen, or do you have any roadblocks?
Well, my main roadblock right now is MPT.
MPT.
Yeah, I got
Mr. Primetime.
Mr. Primetime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to defend my #1 contendership against him next week.
Oh wow, next week.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So if he beats
Work
me,
Farm Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he beats me, then I got to go back to to the bottom.
Start at the bottom of the ladder.
It's all Gucci. Started from the bottom, and I'm still there.
And he's still there. Still there. Ha ha. Well, that's cool, man. So as far as I always like to give people the opportunity to plug what they got going on. You can check this guy's sweater out right here. I'm envious. I'd love to have one. I think we got a Chaos Inc. logo on the back, so that's the double duty on the sweater, so that's cool.
Oh, everywhere I go is Chaos Inc.
Look at that. Everywhere you go is Chaos Inc. That's beautiful, man. So as far as if they wanted to buy some of your merch, what would be the easiest way for them to do that?
Show up to a show.
Show up to a show?
Yeah. We always got those on, we always got something.
Okay.
We've got, everybody was asking me for the sweaters, and honestly, I made this because it was cold. I didn't have any idea of like selling them.
Yeah.
So I just went to the mall and had this made, and then now, so I wore it yesterday at the BTW show, and it was I want a sweatshirt. I'm like, bro, it's about to be summertime. You really want a sweatshirt? This is California.
Yeah.
I'm from Seattle, so we could wear sweatshirts, 24/7. But this is California. You can't do that shit.
Man, that's kind of cool that you have a one-of-a-kind piece in a way, right? Because this is the only one.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the Chaos Inc. shirts, I've seen a couple shirts, right? They just kind of have the logo on it, rocking the Chaos Inc. in the middle. Is it in the middle or on the bottom?
It's in the middle, and then on the back it says, it's not a choice, it's a lifestyle.
Oh, I like that.
Which is why we got inked up, which is why, Tony Vargas is my best friend. You know what I mean? So that's why our natural chemistry comes together with that.
Yeah.
Shout out Tony Vargas.
That's what I'm talking about, Tony Vargas. We're gonna hopefully get that guy on the show one day. Definitely a potential guest. And big shows. Like we were thinking maybe the month of June. Is there anything on the horizon that you could think of?
I'm so bad with dates, and the idea, like I said, I double booked today. So
what I can say that's really cool, guys, is that this guy's on a lot of flyers, and regardless if he's bad with dates, if you show up to a wrestling show on a weekend, your chances are pretty high to see Synn do what he needs to do.
Probably gonna be there.
He's gonna be causing chaos, as they say. So, to be honest with you, man, this is going to be kind of the end of the interview here. Cool. What I can say, man, is it's certainly been a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed the entire, the entire interview, and I really appreciate you taking the trip out here to do this. So, just keep in mind, man, this guy's booked on a regular basis at multiple companies throughout Northern California. He's rocking Chaos Inc. I do believe you said you had 3 titles.
Yeah.
3 titles right now with Tony Vargas. And he's killing the scene, man. So, always want to try to give shout outs to the social media. What do we got going on?
You can find me on Facebook, SYNN is my fan page. Find me on Twitter under Big Synn, at Big Synn, SYNN. And then on Instagram, _Synn.
Okay. So, definitely go follow. If you follow Allstate Chris, you should follow Big Synn as well. Get those numbers up, you know what I mean? We always, here in Northern California, we like pro wrestling tees. So we want to get all of our guys on pro wrestling tees, and the only way that's going to happen is if you guys jump on board and follow Big Synn, at Big Synn, no underscores, no dots, no slashes, all one word. And this has been NorCal Tonight. My name's Allstate Chris, and I sincerely appreciate you guys. Thanks.